So hello everyone, this is Noah Lenstra speaking to you from Greensboro, North Carolina. I am the project director of the Let's Move in Libraries initiative, and I'm so pleased to have all of you here today for this one-hour webinar on physical activity programming for older adults in public libraries. I'm thrilled to share with you the experiences and insights of our three presenters, Stephanie Daly, the Director of the National Institutes of Health, National Institute on Aging, Go for Life campaign, Crystal D. Holland, the Branch Manager of the Rural Hall Public Library here in North Carolina, and James Schweitzenberg, the Assistant Director of the Coventry Public Library. And before I turn things over to our first presenter, just want to remind everyone that this is the most recent in a series of webinars that we've been doing through Let's Move in Libraries, and invite you to take a look at some of our past webinars focused on programs in California, Tennessee, Kansas, New Brunswick, Canada, Pennsylvania, and elsewhere across the country. Great examples of how libraries are encouraging physical activity in different ways. Just as a reminder, this initiative builds upon the results of a survey that was conducted last spring, which showed that libraries across North America were finding ways to encourage physical activity. And this is just a map of the respondents who said that their libraries help encourage physical activity all the way from southern Florida to northern Alaska. And today we're focusing on physical activity programs in older adults, which is an emerging area of interest. And just as an example of that, the American Library Association released last fall a health literacy toolkit. And in that health literacy toolkit, they had the message that librarians can lead you on the path to healthy aging. And when they said, what can you do in your library to encourage healthy aging, and some of the examples that they give include art and knitting, but then also things like yoga and silver sneakers programs. And then some of their examples of programming ideas are things like walking programs. And so there's a lot of interest these days in helping to enable older adults to be more physically active, and libraries are doing a lot to do that. And just one final thing before I turn things over to Stephanie, the results of my survey showed unequivocally that over 400 public libraries in the U.S. and Canada have, at some point in the past, offered a program focused on encouraging physical activity among older adults. So we know that this is a growing area of interest, and I'm so pleased that you all are here to hopefully leave today with some ideas that you can use to start and sustain programs at your library. And just want to make a quick plug for that the American Library Association just published actually this last month in May 2018, Get Your Community Moving Physical Literacy Programs for All Ages, written by one of the members of the Let's Move in Libraries Advisory Board, Jen Carson. And one of the activity all-stars in that book is actually some librarians in Stillwater, Oklahoma, where they offer Tai Chi classes on a regular basis through a collaboration with the Area Agency on Aging, which is a great partner for these types of programs. And with that, I'm now going to turn things over to Stephanie Daly. And Stephanie, go ahead whenever you're ready, and I'll be monitoring the chat.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to be able to present this talk on how you can use Go for Life with older adults in public libraries. Thank you so much for asking us to be a part of this. First of all, what is Go for Life? Some of you may know, but others of you may not. Go for Life is the physical exercise and physical activity campaign for older adults from the National Institute on Aging at NIH. This is our website and our website address. Who is Go for Life intended for? Well, Go for Life is for older adults who are 50 plus, who are interested in knowing how to get started with regular physical activity and exercise, who are interested in restarting a lapsed exercise program, and who just want to know how to use regular exercise to improve their health as they age. The Go for Life call to action, so to speak, for older adults is to get ready, start moving, keep going, the important elements of any movement-oriented campaign. Go for Life, it's very important to say, is evidence-based. That means that the elements in the campaign are based on scientific research supported by the National Institute on Aging and other reputable scientific organizations. And once again, it's designed to encourage people to make exercise and physical activity a regular part of everyday life. And the word regular is key. We feel that older adults should be doing something and being active virtually every day. What does the 4 stand for in Go for Life? Why do we call it the Go for Life campaign? Well, there's a method in that naming. The 4 types of exercises recommended for older adults, 50 plus. Endurance, strength, balance, and flexibility. That's what the 4 indicates. And why is it important to do all 4 types of these exercises? Let's see, the slide jumped. Because each type helps in different ways. For example, endurance exercises increase your breathing and heart rate and improve the health of your lungs and heart and circulatory system. And this is the kind of exercise that most people think of when they think of exercise, the kind that makes you huff and puff. Examples of endurance exercises include swimming and running, brisk walking, biking, dancing, and basketball. And when your endurance is improved, it makes it easier for you to walk uphill and not get short of breath, or to push your grandchild on a swing. So it's a very important part of our exercise compendium. To build endurance by walking, however, it's important to do brisk walking and not merely strolls. Many older adults do walk as a form of exercise, and that's a wonderful way to start, but it's not enough, which is why we have 4 types of exercises that are recommended. People also need to build in strength and balance and flexibility. Strength exercises, to do them, you use weight or resistance, even your own body resistance, to increase muscle strength, to build muscle. Examples of strength exercises are lifting weights, using resistance bands, stretchy bands, doing leg lifts, squats, arm curls, sit-ups. Increasing your muscle strength can help you do lots of things, for example, like climb stairs better, carry groceries more efficiently, and open jars in an easier way. Balance exercises are very important because having good balance improves your ability to control your body's position, whether you're moving or still. Examples of balance exercises are stand on one foot, a heel-to-toe walk, or Tai Chi. If your balance is good, the number 1 thing it can help with is preventing falls. And we all know that as one gets older, falls become more likely, and that a fall can really change someone's life irretrievably. So it's important to have good balance, and this is one of the 4 types of exercises that we recommend. If you have good balance, not only can it help prevent falls, it can help you stand on tiptoe without teetering, or walk on an uneven sidewalk without falling, among other things. And fourth, but not least in terms of importance, is flexibility exercises. They use stretching to help you stay flexible and limber. And examples are a shoulder stretch, the back of a leg stretch, as we see here in the picture, a calf stretch, an ankle stretch. Yoga is a great form of stretching and flexibility exercise. Being flexible can help make you feel less stiff when you get out of bed. It can help you bend over more easily to tie your shoe or to put on your socks. It can help you button a blouse or a shirt more easily. So this increasing in range of motion all throughout your body is a very important part of what flexibility exercises can help you accomplish. Now, why is regular physical activity such a big deal? We've heard about this for a while, for years now, but here's some real specific reasons why it's important to be physically active, especially as you get older. It helps maintain and improve your physical strength and fitness. It helps improve your ability to do the things you enjoy, like dancing with your grandkids. It helps improve your balance, as I said, which can help prevent falls. It helps manage and prevent diseases like diabetes, heart disease, breast and colon cancer, and osteoporosis. Regular exercise also helps reduce feelings of depression. And it may improve mood and overall well-being. Regular exercise may also improve or maintain some thinking skills, such as your ability to shift quickly between tasks or plan an activity, ignore irrelevant information. Distractibility can become more of an issue as you get older, and regular exercise may help with this. So there are lots and lots of benefits to regular exercise. So how much exercise do adults need? Well, the U.S. Physical Activity Guidelines for Americans state that to get substantial health benefits, adults should do at least 150 minutes a week. That's 2 hours and 30 minutes of exercise a week, moderate intensity physical activity, or 75 minutes a week of vigorous intensity aerobic activity, or an equivalent combination of moderate and vigorous. Aerobic activity, to be effective, should be performed in episodes of at least 10 minutes, and preferably spread throughout the day. You can't do it all at one time. So how can you exercise safely if you're older? Many older adults are resistant to exercise because they think they'll hurt themselves. So there are ways to do exercise safely when you're older. You need to begin your exercise program slowly with low-intensity exercises. One of the biggest mistakes that can be made is to bite off more than you can chew too much, too soon, and hurt yourself and then not want to do anything anymore. So it's important to start really small, start with small steps, start with low-intensity exercises. To wear appropriate shoes is another way to stay safe in your exercise. You must warm up before you exercise and cool down afterwards if you're doing a workout. Drink water before, during, and after your workout session, even if you don't feel thirsty. And it's important when you're walking outdoors or exercising outdoors to pay attention to your surroundings. Sometimes the pavement's not always that even. Sometimes there are things you need to avoid and be very careful of. So it's important to note where you are when you're exercising and take stock of that. Now, with regard to the 4 different types of exercises, how do you, when you're doing endurance exercise, you should listen to your body. Your breathing will become faster, but you should still be able to talk. You should not be so breathless that you can't utter a sentence or hold a short conversation with someone. You do strength exercises. A lot of the ones we recommend need a chair, require a chair. So it's important to choose a chair that's sturdy and stable. When doing balance exercises, the same thing obtains. Have a sturdy chair handy or a person nearby or even a wall that you can use to do your balance exercises if you feel unsteady. And when you're doing flexibility exercises, it's important to warm up before stretching. You don't want to pull anything. A few minutes of walking works well, or walking in place works well. Some rhythmic movement will work well before you start to stretch, seriously stretch. And of course, check with your doctor or healthcare provider if you have specific health conditions or if you're going to significantly increase your level of effort. Now, how can libraries use Go for Life to help older adults become more active? Well, you can use Go for Life to help older adults heed the call to action, to get ready, to start moving, and to keep going. You can use Go for Life's free tools to help older adults learn the basics about exercise and physical activity, see how to do exercises safely and effectively, and help them stay motivated to keep going with regular exercise and physical activity. And I'll show you how to do those things right now. Let's start with the get ready part. How can librarians use Go for Life to help older adults get ready for exercise and physical activity? Well, first of all, you probably want to visit the website and familiarize yourself with these exercise basics. Once again, 4 types of exercises recommended and why they're good for you. The benefits of regular exercise, safe exercises tailored for 50 plus, and ways to stick with exercise and more. So just learn the basics about exercise, the ones we're talking about here. And browse the free Go for Life materials on the website and decide which ones and how many to order for the older adults you work with. You can click on go to the website, and at the top of every page there's the Get Free Stuff tab. Just click on that and you'll get a page like this that shows you all the different things you can order or download. For the materials you want to order, you can do them online. You can order online, or you can call our 800 number right here, 1-800-222-2225. To help, and here's just a listing, a closer view of our materials. The Exercise and Physical Activity Guide is the large book that has all the information, all the scientific information, plus lots of wonderful photos showing how to do specific exercises. The Go Workout to Go is a shorter version of that guide with just the exercises. On the right, the far right, is a postcard we've just developed where Go for Life is found all on one small piece of paper, a postcard. It gives an overview of the campaign and what's available and gives people a way to call and get the materials for free. Down in the lower left, you see the poster, giant posters, 18 by 24-inch posters. There's 4 different types. You can hang those in your library and have them up so people can be reminded all the time about the importance of exercise. And on each poster, we show 4 different types of exercise. We have bookmarks, perfect for a library you can order. We have H pages, this short H page on exercise and physical activity, getting fit for life. It's just a single issue fold out that gives an overview, real quick overview of exercise and why it's important as you age. And we have exercise. We have some of the information in Spanish as well. You see in that orange guide on the lower right. That is the Spanish version of the exercise and physical activity book on the upper left. Here's once again our postcard. It's the call to action postcard. It's our latest product, and it really kind of focuses older adults on these 3 steps that are important for exercise: proper preparation, get ready; increased movement, start moving; and habit formation, keep going. We all know that exercise most people now have heard that exercise is good for you, but the idea is, where do I start? How do I do it? And how do I stick with it? We do have some ways to help people do that. And as I said before, the postcard also gives people access to the website, and for many older adults, gives them an 800 number, which a lot of older adults feel very comfortable using, maybe sometimes more than the internet. So to help them get ready, you can also use the new Go for Life Speakers Toolkit, which we're making available starting this month, which you can order from us free of charge. And you can schedule a gathering for older adults, use the toolkit, and it just kind of goes through what I'm going through really right here to show how older adults can get ready, start moving, and keep going. The toolkit includes a PowerPoint presentation, a user guide to help you learn how to use it and the steps to setting up a gathering, flyers to help you promote the presentation, and there are 2 versions. You can give the PowerPoint to older adults directly, or you can present the second version to other peers of yours who you want to help them. You want to provide information to let them help older adults get ready to exercise. Another way to help older adults get ready is to go to our website and print out these tracking tools. These are paper products. People can download them to help you set goals for exercise, find your starting point. A very important thing to do before you start is to know what current level of activity is right now, and then make a weekly plan. And these are downloadable from our website, and you can use those with older adults who come to your library. Now, once you start getting people prepared, then you have to look at how you get them start moving. So what are some things you can do to help them move more? Well, you can order the materials and provide them free of charge to the older adults who come to your library. They put them on counters, and they can pick them up and take them with them. Or if they have the postcard, they can order them themselves. You can visit the Go for Life website together and click on the Try These Exercises tab, which is also at the top of every page. And then you can take a look at the different types of exercises that older adults can do. And while there, you'll see pictures, these wonderful, beautiful pictures of how to do each exercise with step-by-step instructions. And you'll see videos, tutorial videos of each exercise shown usually in a home setting where people can do them with materials that are around the house. Like you see the woman on the left here doing an overhead arm raise using water bottles. So taking them to these pages on the website will be very helpful. You can also go to YouTube and search Go for Life, just the term Go for Life, and introduce older adults to the 10, 15, 20, or 60-minute sample workouts they can do at home, or maybe organize a group session around them. So now how do you use Go for Life to help older adults keep going, stick with exercise and physical activity? Well, you can go back to our tracking tools section of the website and download these fillable worksheets where older adults can track their exercise activities in the green sheet and then see their progress. There are actually certain self-tests older adults can do, very easy to assess how well they're doing. For example, for endurance, if they can They can walk, it takes them 10 minutes to walk to the corner or to a certain point on their street in January, and then they keep walking, keep doing that. By March or April, it should take them maybe 8 minutes, 7 minutes. And that's a way to test if your endurance is improving. For example, if you want to find out if your strength is improving, you can do bicep curls and count the number you can do in 2 minutes, and then keep doing them and see how many you could do in 2 months from now in 2 minutes. So these are the easy self-tests that you can use, and they're all laid out and described on this orange sheet, and people can use those to see how they're making progress. One way to stay motivated is to see that you're making progress, is to see results. And charting your results is really important to keeping you sticking with it. Another way to help older adults keep going is to hold a subscribe to Go for Life session. Many people these days have smartphones, and if not, they often have computers. And you can use smartphones or computers in the library to sign people up for our free texts and emails. You can receive them, receive Go for Life coaching tips on a weekly or monthly basis. You can receive emails on a daily basis, and you can receive texts on a daily basis, prompting you to exercise, giving you tips, showing you how to do it safely, sending the videos via text, via email. So it's a very nice way to keep you involved in exercise. So sometimes it's helpful if someone can take an older adult through the process of signing up. And that's why we call it a subscribe to Go for Life session. And of course, if older adults are on social media, they can visit us on Twitter, or they can go to the National Institute on Aging's Facebook page where Go for Life has a presence as well. And one other thing that you can do is then become involved in our Go for Life month, which is every September. And this year, our motto, our slogan is get moving, get ready, get moving, go for life. And we will devote each week in September to a different aspect of Go for Life. The first week will be devoted to getting people ready. The second week we'll ask people to try all 4 types of exercise. The third week we'll talk about motivation and sticking with it. And the fourth week we'll talk about how to prepare to do Go for Life year-round. So this is a nice way to keep older adults, to keep exercise foremost in the minds of older adults and to shine a spotlight on the importance of exercise in healthy aging. So we do it every September. And here's some examples of what some of our Go for Life partners have been doing with Go for Life Month over the past few years. There was a Capitol Walk with the Surgeon General here in Washington, D.C. In 2015 and 2017, there was a Facebook Live strength class with a local senior center here in Washington. And there was a local television appearance. Around the country, there were bicep curl competitions, Go for Life walks, and intergeneral relay races throughout one of our partners' residences in the country, and lunch and crunch sessions where people came and did some seated strength exercises and then had lunch and received free Go for Life material. So all sorts of things one can do to shine a spotlight on the importance of exercise as we age during Go for Life Month. So to sum up, visit the website, browse the information about exercise for older adults, order our free materials, including the new call to action postcard, and if you feel like it, you can request the free Go for Life Speakers Toolkit by emailing us at goforlife@mail.nih.gov. And start also by directing older adults to the website to check out the free materials, videos, and more. And that's our website URL. However, with search being so good these days on the internet, I usually tell people just to go to Google and type in Go for Life. You're there. If you have any questions about Go for Life, feel free to contact us at goforlife@mail.nih.gov. That's the same email address I gave a few minutes ago to get the Speaker's Toolkit if you want to use it. And to order materials, visit the website or just simply call us at 1-800-222-2225. You will get a real person who will answer your questions and place an order for you. So thank you very much, and I look forward to your questions at the end of our webinar today.
Great. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Wonderful. And Crystal, I'm turning on your mic right now. We're going to just transition right to Crystal Holland.
Okay.
Crystal, if you want to go ahead, you can just start whenever you're ready. And I have the material loaded up that you sent me, so I can just go through that as you're talking.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully my audio is good for you. And Again, I'm Crystal Holland, and I'm not only the branch manager, but I'm also the adult services librarian at the Wool Hall Branch Library. And we have been having 2 days a week chair exercise classes here at our branch. And we've been doing this for 12 years in partnership with the Forsyth County Department of Public Health. They have a public educator, health educator position, and about 2005, they received a grant to expand the number of locations where these chair exercises under the branding of HealthWise were to be held. Rural Hall is a very far northeast section of the Forsyth County area, and there were no YMCAs, there's no rec center in this area. We are miles from any other place where people can go to get some physical activity, especially get it for free. And so the library has been offering, as I said, for the past 12 years, going strong, 2 days a week, Mondays and Fridays, a 40-minute chair exercise class. We provide the weights as well as resistance bands. Now, up until about 2015, we had also been providing instructor-led sessions. Around 2015, I came, and both the adult services librarian that was here and I would switch off teaching the class. She did one day, I did another day. However, she left a little bit into the year 2015, around September. And so with that staff reduction, I was limited to just teaching it once a week. And then I lost more staff in 2017. And so we ended up just using the DVD for instruction. Now, the DVD that we use is actually a videotape of one of the early HealthWise instructors. And so she is taking them, she was videotaped doing a full session, and so she takes them through the warm-up, etc., and through to the cool-down. And so our seniors have been enjoying watching the videos. However, they have been asking if there is a video that they can take home. Now, I'm so grateful that Stephanie gave us such great information about Go for Life. The current iteration of Go for Life has these YouTube videos, which I did not know about until today, so I'm excited about that. But the one video that we do have is not able to be copied and put into our catalog for distribution. So I will be working with our PR department to create a new video either this summer or this fall that can be cataloged and put into circulation. Not everyone that comes to our session or our sessions is comfortable going online and maybe following along with a YouTube video to do their exercise. And having a person that they actually know or that is a live person, a real person, is very, very comforting to them, as opposed to having a video that may be commercially produced. So, one of the ways that we are able to offer this program is that the weights, the bands, And at least at the beginning, the instruction was all provided to the library by the Department of Public Health. So there was zero financial investment for our location. Also, the instructor had liability coverage through the county already, so we didn't have to worry about an instructor having liability coverage. Our county requires any physical activity instructors to have $1 million of insurance. And many people do not have that. And so that was really, really helpful to have that partnership with another department that already had that taken care of. Now, I have been certified to also teach this class, and because I already work here, I'm able to teach it and be covered in terms of liability myself. There is a waiver, and I believe Noah just posted a copy of the library waiver example in the chat box that each participant needs to sign, and we do ask them to sign it once. I just do it every January, and I ask everyone to sign it once a year, and there have not been any problems with doing that. Now, we have over 12 years, of course, seen lots of other opportunities spring up in the environment, in the community for seniors. However, unfortunately, they have come and gone. There was a senior center that was operating for about 15 years. They did offer a chair exercise class once a week, and it was well attended, but the center was only offered it for about 8 years before it closed, and it closed back in December of 2016. And so we became, again, the only free place that seniors can go in the Rural Hall, Stanleyville community to get this type of exercise. I have one participant who has been coming since the beginning, since March of 2006, and was the person that actually gave me a copy of that newspaper article that Noah had shown a little bit earlier when I began talking. And so, yes, there it is. And so we're really excited that so many people have known about this program. People have come in, they've stayed for years, they've moved away. Unfortunately, a few have passed on that are in this picture. And yet we get new people all the time, and we love it. Our participants range in terms of numbers between 3 and 12 on any given day. Mondays tend to be busier days for us when the Friday sessions not so busy. But one of the things that they do is they come in for the exercise, and then they stay for other things that the library has to offer. Both our collection as well as other activities. We keep a jigsaw puzzle going, for example, and that was something that one of the others that the senior center that closed used to do. And so now we have some seniors that will come to Sittercise and then stay for the jigsaw puzzle and continue that conversation with one another. Okay, so I do have one wonderful anecdote. We had a participant who had knee surgery and was told that because she was exercising regularly, she would come both sessions every week, her recovery was greatly accelerated. And she was only out, I think, about 6 weeks before she started coming back. And she was so proud of herself and so happy that the library has been offering this so consistently. Same days, the same time of day, the same period of time. And she's been able to just get right back into living an active life even after that surgery. So we're excited about that. Let's see. In terms of publicity, we do things we have our website for our branch where, and Noah has the web story up here. I encourage people to share with their friends that they're coming here and that they're enjoying it, especially friends that may be just utilizing the YMCA and missing out on this free resource that they can use to supplement their activity goals. We also have been frequently mentioned in our newspaper in the Winston-Salem Journal as part of the Aging Matters monthly circular. And so every month we tend to get a nice little spike in terms of new interest. So we're really excited about this program. It has been a joy to run, and the women that participate, and a few men as well that participate, have been just an absolute pleasure. The other thing about this program is that it is very open to people of all mobility levels, as well as intellectual levels, capability levels. So we've had folks come in from different group homes, adults with physical or developmental disabilities come in as a group to get them physically active. And it really all depends on the group organizer as to whether or not they make it a permanent part of the rotation for their folks. But the people that come through those groups really enjoy the ability to just interact with everyone else and get a nice workout. So with that, I believe my time is up, and thank you very much, Noah.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Crystal. That was just wonderful. Really enjoyed that. I'm now going to pass the baton, just keep things moving right along, to Jane from Coventry Public Library in Rhode Island. And Jane, your mic should be live now, so whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and tell us about what you've been doing.
Thank you, Noah, and thank you to Stephanie and Crystal. I've already learned from both of you. My story is that Coventry Public Library started with wanting to offer more programs to seniors altogether in 2015 by reaching out into the community. We felt that this was a group of the town residents that we could serve better. Almost all of the library programs at that time were in the evening, and any seniors who had transportation did not want to come out after dark. In addition, the library does not have a program room, and we must make arrangements with Town Hall to use their council chambers. But town business and council and committee meetings happen there during the day regularly, so that space really wasn't an option. We approached the Coventry Senior Center to establish a cooperative partnership with them. We offered book discussion groups, reading programs with grandchildren, and movies. These were typical library programs, but the center didn't have sufficient room, and most of their clients use transportation that departs after the noon meal. However, the director of the Senior Center suggested that we approach the Coventry Housing Authority, which manages 2 large residential sites for the elderly and disabled. Each site has a large community room. There we found a true welcome. They were looking for programs for their residents, and we were pleased to use their facilities. The library programs for fitness actually started with chair yoga. That was a suggestion by a patron. The local yoga studio had a very talented teacher who devised a program for us that could benefit seniors without working on the floor or any poses that would be beyond their capabilities. Emma has enormous patience and never pushed the participants. The sessions have been calming and relaxing, and the students discovered that they could truly benefit. We have been offering 4 weeks of Monday sessions twice a year since 2015. Then we kicked it up a notch when one day Myrna walked into the library and offered her services. She is nearly 80 years old and a licensed senior fitness specialist. Her motto is, "You can sit and still be fit." She's an inspiring figure, trim and fit and flexible. She also advises on nutrition. She has concentrated on health and fitness her whole life, and in fact, her son is a professional personal trainer. She puts the class through its paces with exercises targeted to each muscle group throughout the body. She's also funny and entertaining and makes the hour-long classes a real joy. Her purpose for the participants is to be healthy and happy in this 3rd phase of their lives and to avoid being a burden on their children. The core of this program is building stronger bones with weight training. The students use light weights in proper fashion to best advantage. Myrna explains what she is doing and why. She incorporates music to enhance a good frame of mind. She also gives individual attention to class members who have any difficulties. We have been offering twice weekly classes for 6 weeks at a time. Library policy requires that a staff member be at each program, so I have joined too. We dance to warm up and sing to strengthen neck muscles and increase lung capacity. By using the Housing Authority community rooms, we have made the program available both to those residents and the general 55-plus population. These programs have proved very popular. They work to increase socialization and counteract loneliness. Myrna has even given brief workshops on natural products for beauty tips. Myrna encourages people by telling them they are beautiful and must love themselves at the end of every session. It's a real morale booster, especially for those who are lonely. We have a core of 10 to 20 participants in each class, and they are always looking forward to the next one. Well, what are the benefits? Certainly an increased sense of physical well-being, but specifically relief from arthritic pain, increased blood flow, and clearer minds. Class members are encouraged to keep moving. Now, one woman has actually increased her bone density over the course of the program. And just this last Thursday, a woman who is 92, and when she started had a hard time moving, came in without her walker, and we were really amazed. She's doing fabulously. The classes have been much in demand. There have been 4 6-week sessions since 2017. We've just completed the one for the spring and are making plans for classes in the summer and next fall. A lot of our success has been due to cooperation in the community, but the secret has been Myrna, the instructor. She is an expert and a role model for what older adults can and should do, and their limitations as well. She has a thorough understanding of older adults and how their bodies work, and a delightful sense of humor that can offset the dreary aspects of old age. If your library is considering such a program, search for an instructor who specializes in the needs of the elderly. Find a comfortable place where the classes can meet regularly. It's possible for your library to succeed in bettering the lives of the older adults in your community in more ways than one. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jane. That was just wonderful. And I just put in the chat box, if you're looking for such a person, I always recommend starting with the health department or the area agency on aging, which one or both of those may be able to help you find a Myrna in your community. And so, yeah, I'm hearing lots of people just in the chat telling me very inspirational and innovative. And so now we're at the point, I'm going to try to unmute everyone's mics, and hopefully we won't have feedback. But we're now to the point where we can have a conversation and a dialogue. Feel free to put your questions and remarks in the chat box. And one question that came up, and this is for Crystal. And Crystal, you already addressed this, I believe, but one question asked about the certification. Crystal, is it correct that you were certified through your local health department? Is that accurate?
Yes, through the Public Health Department Community Health Educator.
Okay. Great. So Public Health Department Community Health Educator, there may be a similar certification program that you may be able to do in your local community if that would be of interest to you. And so, yeah, we're waiting for any questions to come in. Here's a question. A question is, do any existing programs require participants to have medical clearance documented or fill out physical activity readiness questionnaires? Yeah, I think the question is, and this may be for Jane and Crystal, do you require participants to provide any documentation showing that they're ready to participate, or that kind of participants just have to self-identify as being ready for the program?
Well, participants do need to self-identify as being ready for the program. I do greet everyone who comes in for the programs, and so if I see someone who is new, I will ask them about physical activity that they have been involved in or that they're currently involved in, and they usually offer that information very readily, and they say that their doctor has told them that they need to do more, that they need to exercise more, and they felt that the chair exercise program would work for them. And I encourage them to go through a session without using any weights, just to kind of get used to the movements, and not overly tax themselves, especially if they have some rotator cuff issues. Those tend to be pretty common with our people.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Crystal. And Jane, did you have anything you wanted to add on that?
Yes, well, we don't ask for medical clearance, but Myrna does have a waiver that she asks participants to sign if they get into trouble physically, but we haven't had trouble with that yet. And I'm going to look up that library waiver that Crystal mentioned and see how that is worded.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Yeah, thanks, Crystal and Jane. And we just have a few questions coming in. And I think most questions are actually related. So, Crystal, you had mentioned that in Rural Hall, one of the reasons this program got started was that there was kind of a lack of other opportunities.
Yes.
And we have two questions kind of relating to trying to make sure that you're not competing against other offerings. So one question is, does anyone work with their town's community center to avoid having conflicts? And then another question is how to promote programs at the library against a program that may be offered at a gym or a senior center. So I think most of these questions are kind of how can libraries find their unique niche in relation to other programs that may be available in the community.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do partner with our town hall, and there was no other offering for chair exercise specifically. in Rural Hall or Stanleyville. And so there wasn't anything really to compete with. When the Senior Center started to offer chair exercise, they offered it on a day that we were not. So we were kind of first ones in that game, and then the Senior Center closed. And so now we're the only ones that are offering chair exercise in this community. And there is no community center in Rural Hall. It's the library.
Well, in Coventry, the Senior Center does offer chair exercise, but they charge $5 a session.
Mm-hmm.
And we do not charge for any library programs, but then the folks do have to supply their own weights. So that's a difference right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Jane, kind of a follow-up question for you. I saw that you have participants register in advance, and have you always required registration, or did that kind of emerge? Were you getting too many people coming, or not having enough regularity in attendance? Or could you tell us a little bit more about your registration system that you use?
Well, I always ask people to register for whatever program we have. One reason is for the evening programs. If we have snow or hurricanes, I like to be able to call everyone that registers and tell them to save a trip. But the word of mouth has brought a lot more folks into the exercise programs, and I don't worry about registering them so much, but I do, when I advertise the programs, I will ask them to call me, yes.
Great, great, thank you. And I had a question, and I believe this is for you, Jane. The question is the chair yoga program that you offer, is that available to everyone, or do you have to be a certain age to participate in them?
No, we make that just a 55-plus program, the chair yoga.
Okay. Great, great. And I think, Crystal, yours are also available to everyone. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We encourage people of all ages that want to come in to come on in.
Great, great. Let's see. So we have some time for some other questions. I see a question coming in about marketing. So we have a question about how to make the classes appealing. And maybe Stephanie, you have some thoughts about this as well, based on the work that you've done across the country. Have any of the three of you found particular things that you find really entice older adults to want to participate in these types of programs or in physical activity more generally?
Well, I found that that flyers work really well with older adults. Many older adults are not necessarily on social media, and many are on smartphones and computers, but not so much social media. So things that people can actually touch make a big difference. Print is still very important with the older audience. Where the Institute here at NIH still does a lot of print, because we realize that our audience of 50 and older really appreciates because it's something they can touch that has large type. So I think flyers and colorful flyers still seem to work a lot, set on the counter or passed out, or just things that are posted. So that something tangible, I think, is important.
Yes. I believe that as well. Also, getting out into the newspaper. Our seniors are still reading their newspaper, especially their Sunday paper, and getting advertised in that way is very, very helpful for us. Also, the fact that we do it every week at the same time on the same days has just been absolutely essential, so that it's part of their routine. They don't have to try to remember, is this a time when we're offering it? If it's a Monday or a Friday and we're open and we're not, doing voting, then we are offering Sittercise.
Well, I use the traditional ways of advertising and promoting the fitness classes with posters and website advertising and mention in the local paper. We also have the administration at the Housing Authority sites send out a newsletter to all their residents and get the word around locally, so that's been very helpful.
Yeah, I really love that, Jane. That's great, and I really think that can sometimes be a great way to promote programs where the library doesn't necessarily have to be in the driver's seat, but kind of yeah, working with others in the community to help spread the word. Wonderful. A few questions just came in. Let's see. Oh, so this is a great question. I like this. So a question is, if you're doing a chair-based exercise class, either sit-or-size or chair yoga, do you need a special type of chair, or will any chair do? And so, yeah, Crystal, Jane, and Stephanie, I don't know if any of you have any thoughts about the best type of chair. You can just use whatever chairs you may have available.
Well,
Most of our...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, please go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that's an important question. I think it's important to have a good, sturdy wooden chair, and we don't always have that. So I do recommend a good chair that will support weight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We have wonderful, nice, heavy wooden chairs that are a little cushioned, that don't rock. They have very sturdy, wide bases that we have available for participants to use. We also have some plastic chairs that have feet on them that aren't rocking type chairs, and we use those. I only put out the chairs that are sturdy enough for this type of activity.
Okay, and have another question. Does anyone make use of radio stations for advertising? We mentioned newspapers and websites. Anyone do any radio? We know that older adults are big radio listeners. Any use of radio to get the word out about your programs?
I have not, but it's a great idea.
I have not.
Yeah, thanks for that idea. And we have just a few minutes left. And do our presenters, do any of our presenters have questions for each other?
I think one question I have is about the keep going. And I don't mean for the participants as much as I dread the day that Myrna can't continue giving these classes and how we're going to find someone to continue. She's really the heart and soul of the exercise class we have now, so that's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm. That was a concern for me as well when I had to stop leading the classes personally. And I tell you, the participants really enjoy getting together so much. And again, some of them had been coming for so long, they actually remember the person that is videotaped on the DVD that I use for the class. And so it's like they're seeing an old friend. And that has helped a lot. Having that familiar face on the DVD has helped a lot, even when I can't be there to encourage them directly and stay in the program with them.
Crystal, how did you get your certification? I'm interested in that.
There was a workbook that I had to read through and learn how to do the different exercises that were expected in this program, in the HealthWise program, and I did those exercises for the health educator, and then she watched me teach a couple of classes and just to make sure that I was interacting appropriately with the participants, that I was showing and explaining the exercises correctly. And that was it. You're welcome.
Okay, and this is Noah again. It's 2 o'clock, and I don't want to keep anyone over time. I'm a strict time person. And so I want to thank everyone for coming today. Thank you for Crystal, Jane, and Stephanie. Let me see here. I'm going to see if I can bring Stephanie's contact information back up so that if you want to get some of the amazing Go for Life resources that are freely available to you. And I want to thank Crystal and Jane for sharing their amazing stories. And hopefully you're as inspired as I am after hearing them. And this recording will be available online within 48 hours. And for those of you who registered, you'll receive an email with the recording in case you had any audio difficulties. I was monitoring the attendees. It looks like at our peak we had 55 people, not including our panelists, so great attendance, and thank you everyone, and please